Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a Lego go-kart. I got the go-kart idea after driving some go-karts around at various places and go-karts that you sometimes see at amusement parks. Now, the one thing that probably springs into your mind when it comes to go-karts is Mario Kart, but we're not focusing on any Lego creations for Mario Kart except for that streamliner I posted last week. The go-karts that I'll be making will be based off real go-karts, and the one thing that gave me a good start to making go-karts came from some Lego Friends 2018 sets, which included some sets allowing you to build the race cars of the characters from the TV show. Of course, you can get the go-karts in multiple packs. But the difference with my go-karts is that they'll be compatible for both minifigs and Minidolls included. So here are all the pieces you're going to need. Pause the video so you can keep a note of them. These extra pieces here are optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but these pieces will help make the car compatible for Minidolls. All of this will help you make it for minifigs. And with that, we can start. You probably know the drill by now, but just in case you're new to this, we always start with the classic 4x7 chassis, and the wheels will be applied at the end. So first off, you're going to need two 1x3 plates and put them on the sides as so. And you obviously know where the steering wheel is going to go. Either here or here, it doesn't matter. Now to complete the side doors, we're going to need two of these 1x3 slope bricks, two 1x1 plates, and they go together as so. And there we go. Now for the front part here, the first thing you're going to need is a 1x2 jumper plate. There is a reason I am using this and not a 1x2 and not a normal 1x2 plate. So now what you want to do is put on a 1x2 bracket with a 1x4 on the front. After doing that, you will need a 1x2 plate and a 1x4 slope. Or for an alternative, you could always use two 1x2 slopes side to side like this. Now before we complete the front part and move on to the back, you're going to need a 1x2 plate and either two 1x2 slopes or one 2x2 slope. And you want to put them together like this. The reason for that is just so this hole here can actually connect to the jumper plate, like so. And that's how you do the front. Now we're going to focus on the back, which is the seat and the engine. So for the back, you're going to need one of these 1x2 brackets with a 1x2 on the end. You can either use two of these, or you can use two of the 1x4s, but I figured it was this way, just so that way the colour theme matches. So you want to stick it on like so. Now regarding from what I've seen on the Lego Friends, they actually used a 1x2 grill, but I'm going to use a 1x2 plate to make it more sturdy. So for the next part, we're going to focus on the engine, which is like a lawnmower engine. And to start, we will need a 2x2 very dark plate, and stick it on like this. Now for the next part, you will need a 1x2 tile with a handlebar. I know it's just a handlebar piece, but that's the official name of the brick according to Lego Digital Designer. So on the back part here, you will need a 1x2 brick with a handlebar on it. That's to make it easier to take the engine off when it needs maintenancing or changing. So the next part we're going to do now is actually the top of the engine. We will need a 1x2 plate in dark grey, a 1x1 cheese slope, a 1x1 rounded plate, and a 1x1 rounded tile. So first you want to put on your cheese slope like this. Then on top of that you want to put on the 1x1 plate and the 1x1 rounded tile. And then you want to stick it on the cart like so. Before the car's complete, we'll need to put on the rear bumper. Do exactly the same you did to the front, but just in case, put a 1x2 plate on top of a 1x4 slope. And you know what's coming last, the wheels. I highly recommend dark grey wheels because normal go-karts actually have dark grey rims, as you can tell here. And there you go, that's how you build the go-kart. But it's not over yet because there's a few extras. So, as you remember me telling you at the beginning, I've made it so this go-kart is compatible for Minifigs and Minidolls. This is an example of a go-kart for a minifig, and we'll use Emmett from the Lego movie as a reference. Now for a Minidoll, we're actually going to need to build the same thing again, but we'll need to make a few changes. Luckily, I pre-built a red one earlier. So the first thing you want to do when you want to modify this for Minidolls is remove the slope, and then your go-kart will look like this. The only major difference with the Lego Friend sets is they used a 2x2 slope with a 1x2 jumper plate for the seating area right here. But because I don't have a 2x2 slope, I use two 1x2 slopes and a 1x2 plate. And you already know how that goes together. Like this. And in the car seat, you want to stick it right here. And then another piece you're going to use, this is actually an important piece, this is the only thing that can hold a mini doll. And that's this 1x2 bracket with a split in the middle. This is to actually get the legs of the mini doll in so it will stay in place. And you want to put that right here. Now, if you remember earlier, you'll probably think that this jumper plate looks a bit silly with it holding everything together, but there's a reason for that. It's for the handlebar. To do that, you're going to need a 1x1 clip and a handlebar. It needs to have the long ends on, so that way your mini doll can hold on to it. And then lastly, the 2x2 slope you took off earlier, it fits nice and snug right here. And Now to test if this works, we'll need a mini doll. I do have a few mini dolls, but I'd rather use one I've never used before. So we're gonna go with Tempo from the Lego Movie 2, and you can only get him in the pop-up party bus set. And there you go. That's how you make my custom go-kart that can not only support mini dolls, but it can also support minifigs. As for the extra pieces, for this go-kart, the extra pieces for that to make compatible for mini dolls is a seat, the pedals, and the handlebar. To actually make it a minifig compatible again, you just have to take off the handlebar, take off the front slope, and remove the seat, which can be a bit tricky. And then in the place there, you want to stick on the steering wheel. Now, just before we wrap this up, I will show you how your Lego model should look. But first, I'm going to show you an example of one of the carts from the original Lego Friends sets. So here's what one of them looks like from that set you saw at the beginning of the video. Don't ask about the tools and whatnot, I just replicated it how the instructions were because I don't own any Lego Friends sets. So this is what the original looks like, and here's what my modified version looks like. This is the minifig version as shown by Emmett in the blue cart. And what we have here is the modified red go-kart compatible for mini dolls like Tempo. So there you go. I hope you had fun building a go-kart. And with all these extra pieces, you can make it so both minifigs and mini dolls can work with it. Bye.